Hello, everybody. This is Nick Tiro, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College. This video is what I referred to as real quick cybersecurity. It's about content that may or may not be in the book, but I think it adds value. And in this particular context, what I want to talk about is data classifications. How do we generally classify data and its importance? Now, many different organizations, many different groups could have different levels of classification, and there's one that's grown quite popular, and it's from the government, but then it's been extrapolated over to the private sector. So let me go up to my screen and let's take a look at some data classification. All right. If we look at the screen here, I apologize for the graphic. It's a little blurry, but you should be able to read it. We have this little pyramid. I guess pyramids are very popular in cybersecurity. At the very top of the security pyramid is what we call a class 3 top secret. Now, fundamentally, with the class 3 top secret, what we have is exceptionally grave danger. Now, in some regard, they mean grave, that people can die if this data was released to the wrong individuals, or serious harm could occur to people or to places if the data that they're talking about was exposed to the wrong individuals. So we can see, obviously, in a government situation, Department of Defense, whatever, grave does mean potential death. On a non-government, private sector, grave may not necessarily mean death. Let's hope private sector we don't get into death if data is released, but serious damage could occur to that organization where potentially the organization can fold. So there would be a death of that organization. Under class 2, under government, we then just have secret, serious damage. People may not die, buildings may not be targeted and destroyed, property may not be destroyed, but there could be some serious damage that may take a while to recover from. Grave, you're not recovering from that. Serious damage, potential to recover from the situation. And in the private sector, we just call that private information. So secret on the government side, private on the other side. Class 1, we get into confidential damage. On the government side, confidential damage just means that you're going to recover quickly. It could be potentially embarrassing for the individual. And on the private side, we say sensitive. It could be potentially embarrassing to the organization or the individual, but they may not lose market share or any kind of significant loss where we'd have money involved or anything like that. But it could potentially, be embarrassing. I think many of us, if we watch the news, sometimes we hear about a politician or a company. They'll go. There will be some release of some private information, maybe extramarital affairs or something like that. So again, on the government side, we have confidential damage. On the private side, we have, and then finally, if the data that was released is released and there's no significant impact, and then it's unclassified. The government would treat that as unclassified, and the public would just say it's public data. It's already well known, and it's an established situation. Now, understand that the data classifications can manipulate up and down the pyramid. Obviously, during World War II, there was a lot of top secret information that 80 years later, it's become unclassified. It's become public. So this was a really quick, explanation. Let me flip over to so you guys can see over here on the public side. That's where we got no damage. So we have unclassified, and then we have just public. Real quick understanding of basically how we classify data. And this becomes important in other areas, for example, authentications and things like that. So real quick cybersecurity. and this was just data classification. With that bit of knowledge, let's go out and learn something.